that. And so if I am so focused on staying on the line, I can't fulfill my assignment. But my God is big enough to handle my fault, my strokes, grubs, my mess ups, because he's already prepared for what I might do. He knows what I'm going to do before I do it, and he already made preparation for me before I get there. What follows darkness is light. That darkness is the indicator that light is getting ready to shine. So there it is in Genesis, when darkness was upon the face of the deep, and God in the spirit form moved upon the face of the water, and then God said, let there be. Because darkness precedes the light. Are you understanding what I'm saying? But he needs the darkness there so that God can move upon the face of the deep, so that the shift can take place. Listen, look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor that shift take place in the darkness. Oh God, y'all didn't hear what I just said. Everybody's not going to see the shift that's happening. They see the chaos, but they don't see the shift. They see all the craziness going on in your life, but they don't understand that underneath the darkness, God is moving in secret. He's moving in quiet. He's moving in the hidden places. He's moving in the cracks and the corners and the crevices. He's moving in places that you cannot see. And when the light comes, they're going to see a new order. Afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
Thank you for joining us. Please take a moment and like the Facebook page. Subscribe to the YouTube page and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when we go live. If you are finding value in these enrichment sessions, please consider supporting this page financially. Your donations allow us to continue to provide spiritual enlightenment, self-exploration, and kingdom knowledge. Also, consider becoming a partner because partnerships have this privilege. As a partner, you'll be able to attend our annual Partners Only Summer Summit, join us for our 6 a.m. virtual daily guided meditation sessions, weekly advanced empowerment sessions, regular prophetic insights and instructions, 30% discount on all Emerge books and merchandise, and a custom Emerge t-shirt. You'll also gain full access to the private Emerge Movement community page as well as group chats. Once again, thank you for watching.
And good morning to all of you, and welcome to the Emerge Empowerment Session. I'm your host, Isaac J. Miles Sr., and I am ecstatic that you have chosen to be with us this morning as we delve into another conscious spiritual principle and practice that can revolutionize your life. Here with Emerge, we are empowering you on your spiritual journey towards wholeness. We are trying to equip you with the tools that are necessary for you to create and curate the life that you desire. You've tuned into one of the most powerful places on the planet at the right moment, at the right time, on the right day to receive an enlightening, timely, prophetic word that is sure to elevate you and accelerate your progress and your movement toward your destiny. Listen, I'd like to ask you to do something for me as we're preparing to get into today's conversation. Take a moment, if you will, and like this particular post. That's right, go ahead and like it, whether you're watching it on Facebook or on YouTube. Hit the like button, that helps to expand the algorithm. Also do this, if you're on Facebook, tag as many people as you possibly can and invite them to come and be a part of the conversation. And then also on Facebook and YouTube, share this broadcast. Hit the share button and share it in your groups, share it in all of the conversations that you're involved in and the people and friends you have on that particular platform. If you're on YouTube, you can copy the link in the share button and send it out in your group chat. Send it to your family, your friends, your mom and them, your cousin them, all of them. Invite them to come and be a part of this conscious conversation. Go ahead and do that, because wouldn't you want to share something that you know is going to help improve the quality of their life? Go ahead and do that for me right now. I'm so excited about today's conversation and what I have to share with you. But while you are liking, sharing, tagging, and taking care of those things, let me just invite you to become a partner with the Emerge movement. It's not just a ministry, it's a movement. We're setting out to change the world one person at a time. And you can be a part of this movement by simply following the directions that are already written in the description, simply sending an email to the email address that's on your screen right now with 3 simple words: I want in. That's it. If you simply send me that in an email, I will send you back an information packet that has everything you need in order to understand what Emerge is about, what our vision and mission is, as well as a partnership agreement. Once you've read over it, you simply sign the partnership agreement, email it back to me, and that's it. You're in. You officially become a part of the Emerge movement. You'll immediately receive a text from me or an indicator to allow you access to the partner portal. It's a private group that's here on Facebook where we do things in there, I promise you, that are revolutionary. We have a weekly diving deep session where we delve into things that we don't discuss here on this general platform, that begin to get into the intricate details of how you create and manifest the life that you desire. We teach everything from financial fitness to spiritual health. you really want to be a part of the partner portal. You also get to be able to attend our once a year annual partner summit where we meet face to face in order to be able to enjoy the fellowship and exchange ideas and also make that intimate connection and receive impartation as we gather for that weekend. There are so many benefits, too many to name. You saw it in the introduction. You can be a part of it if you choose to be a partner with the Emerge movement. As we always say, partnership has its privileges. All right. So I hope that you have pencil, paper, something to take notes with, some way that you're able to keep up with all that's going to be released and said today. I hope you've gotten your favorite beverage. I got a nice hot steaming cup of tea. Yeah, I know I haven't had coffee in a minute, huh? And yes, oh, that's refreshing. That is good. That is good, 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 good. I'm drinking peppermint tea this morning. Hope that you've got something, whether it's, tea or coffee or mimosa, whatever it is that you need, and that you are ready to dig in and glean from this conscious conversation. Oh, and participate. I'd love to get your participation. This is not just a monologue, so please don't hesitate to make comments in the comment section or to ask questions or to give your input. Please don't hesitate. Let's all participate and let's all grow together. All right. So, y'all ready? You saw the topic. This is who I am. The power and force of I am. This is who I am. Woo. My ear keeps stopping up on me over here. I don't know why that is. I think I still got water in them from when I took a shower. Anyway, the power and force of I am. Between the 18th and into the mid 20th century, countless African Americans in this country did something called passing. They would leave their families and friends behind, their roots, their communities. And it was a way, as one author, Allison Hobbs, puts it, it was kind of like a chosen exile, she calls it, a chosen exile and separation from their community. It was their way of separating from a racial identity and all the trappings that came along with that identity in the United States. And they would leap over into a different identity by passing as white. Passing as white in the antebellum South was an escape from the shackles and the horrors and the atrocities and the torture that came with being enslaved. Now, although many Black Americans who adopted white identities reaped the benefits of the expanded opportunities and mobility and being able to have access to places that those who clearly identified as Black did not have, there was always a trade-off. The trade-off was that to pass as white meant that you had to endure the grief, the loneliness, the isolation that accompanied all of the so-called benefits. And that grief and isolation and that feelings of separation and disconnection from family, friends, community, and history, in many cases, would far outweigh the few benefits that they got. The problem is that most of the time when you begin to pass as white, Once you blended into that society, that culture, and you were accepted and known as white, to come out and reveal that you were black was not only dangerous, it could be absolutely deadly. So most who began that journey of passing continued to do so throughout the entirety of their life. And it was usually at the close of their life, and sometimes not, that it would be revealed that they were indeed black. This passing allowed them to assume an identity and all of the trappings that they believed came with that identity, but also the consequences of leaving their true identity behind. Are you understanding? Ladies and gentlemen, there are many of us who are existing in this three-dimensional form who are passing. Not trying to pass as another race, not trying to pass as another ethnicity or in another culture, but passing, trying to pretend to be and live as someone that we absolutely are not. While on the surface, we may look and appear, speak, and act in a way that seems to conform to society and society's norms and ways of doing and being and behaving and responding, there is a deep inner instinctive and intuitive knowing inside of us, always gnawing at us right below the surface to say, this isn't really who you are. This really does not reflect your true nature or who you are in identity. Maybe you're involved in a relationship or working in a community, a job, or an occupation that is sure, it gives you the benefit of an income. It may provide some modicum of success, but deep within you, you're not guessing or wondering or trying to figure out, this really is not who I am. It doesn't reflect my true nature. I'm doing it. I'm even succeeding at it. I'm reaping some benefit from it, but the cost is far greater than the benefit because I'm losing myself more and more. Having him or her in my life, yeah, there's some benefits. They make me happy. They do this or that, or make me feel this way or that way. But I'm passing because in order to maintain that, to keep them in my life, I'm having to wear a mask and pretend to be something and someone that I know deep down inside, that's not who I am. That's not my personality. That's not my mindset. It's not my perspective. But I play the part and I play the role in order to fit in order to stay in the relationship or to stay in the group. You're running and hanging with those who are doing, acting, thinking, saying, behaving in a way that doesn't reflect your true character or your true nature. But you want so badly to be a part of the group and you don't want to offend anyone or hurt anyone's feelings. And so you play the role. You play the role that's been assigned to you as this or that type or this person. And you play it so succinctly and so well, so skillfully that the people around you are convinced that they see the real you. But they don't know what you do when you get home, how you mourn and grieve the lost part of you that is becoming more and more dormant, hidden further and further underneath the minutia of the act. And so you find yourself grieving, suffering in isolation, and feeling alone. Even when you're hanging with the group, you feel by yourself because you know that if they were to recognize who I really am, they'd probably shun me. They'd want nothing to do with me. They'd exclude me from the group. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going about misidentifying ourselves and hiding our true selves in order to reap the benefits of passing as someone that we're not. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you this morning? I'm talking to some of you also that have taken on an identity, not a deliberate act of trying to deceive others, but you have been deceived about who you are yourself because you have been given an identity from your environment, your culture, your surroundings, your family members. Your religion has imposed a particular identity upon you, your profession, your occupation, your status in life, the people around you, your experiences and your traumas have imposed an identity upon you that keeps being reinforced again and again and again until finally you become convinced this is just who I am. Everyone says this is who I am. Everyone calls me by this title, by this name. Everyone knows me as this person. I guess this is who I am. My mama said that this is who I am. She said this is my name. My daddy have always said that I'm this and I'm that. My sisters, brothers, cousins, families, aunts, and uncles, they've all said that this is who I am. So I guess this is who I am. I was told that because I have this name, I have to behave this way, think this way, become these things, operate within this parameter, because that's what aligns with the family heritage and lineage and namesake. You can't be this and be a part of the family. You can't be this and be a part of the lineage of this particular name. So I guess that's who I am. And so you have been so misidentified from the very start of your experience in the earth that you begin to assume that you are someone that you are not. Yet, deep down in the quiet crevices of your soul, there is this gnawing feeling. Yes, this intuitive knowing that keeps pushing up against the conscious mind that you have adapted, and the belief that this is my identity and who I am, that keeps saying and banging on you, screaming to be free. That's not your identity. It's not who you are. I know that that's what mama wanted you to be. Always said that you should be a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer. Always said that you should be a housewife or a husband. Always said that you should be this or that. That the church has said that you are a Christian, you're saved, that you sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost. And so you should act this way, think this way, move this way, believe this way, that you should always handle things in this particular way. But something in you keeps saying, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't seem right. This does not identify with who I feel in my core, at my foundation that I am. Some of it seems to resonate, but there's something missing that seems to be antithetical to the foundation of who I really am at my core. And I feel like I'm just passing, that I'm pretending, that I'm wearing a mask, that I'm playing a part, that I'm fulfilling a role for the benefit of others. And yes, there is some modicum benefit to me, but it doesn't fulfill me. Woo! It doesn't fulfill me. I'm content, but I'm not satisfied. I'm content. I've got all of the creature comforts that you could ever want, ever desire, that anybody could ever ask for, but there's still something inside of me saying that there's gotta be more. That's yearning and longing and desiring for something more, something greater, something deeper, something more expansive, something bigger. You can feel destiny crawling up your back and pushing against your conscious mind and exploding and expanding your heart, because destiny keeps crying in your ear. The calling that you've ignored and pushed away and said, that's not me, keeps calling and calling, waiting from a response of yes and a simple submission to that which you have originally been intended to do and be in the earth. You see, your life is not an accident. You're not some random occurrence in the earth. You're not some mistake or accident. No matter what your mom or dad may tell you, whatever their intent was has nothing to do with the fact that you are here and you arrived at the opportune time, in the opportune place, right in the moment that was necessary for you to enter this three-dimensional realm of experience that we call Earth to fulfill a purpose. You have an original intent for which you chose, along with God, to enter into this three-dimensional form and to fulfill. That is the true definition of who you are. But somewhere in the midst of the maturation process, growing up from in utero to birth through your adolescence and childhood, you were given an identity and told, this is who you are, and it drowned out the sound of your own voice, of your own truth, of your own reality, of the known identity that you entered this realm with. It got drowned out by the expectations and the influences from the exterior and the people and culture and religion and traumas that happened around you and to you. And so you find yourself embracing what is the most obvious, which is what you can see with your natural eye and hear with your natural ear. After all, faith comes by hearing. By hearing, and the word hearing there in the text Greek context is written in the aorist tense, which means that it is repetitive. So it's by what you hear and hear and hear and hear again and again and again and again. And so because you have heard it again and again and again and again and again, that this is who you are, this is your behavior, this is your nature, this is your gift, this is your talent, this is your identity, this is who you are, you begin to have faith in it and you believe. Now you start believing. Belief is a powerful thing, except for when it's in contrast to what you know. Woo, did you catch what I just said? Belief is a powerful, mighty thing, except when it's in contrast to what you know. Many of you are in an internal battle, a turmoil right now, because your beliefs are at war with what you intuitively know inside you. You've been taught to believe because you've heard it again and again and again. It's been hammered into your psyche. It's been hammered into your conscious mind. It's been hammered into you to believe. And so you have accepted it as your truth, but that gnawing feeling won't go away. That's the conflict. That's the inner war. That is the Lord, if it's possible, let this cup pass from me, but nevertheless, that is the thing that I would do, I do not, and the very thing that I say I will not do, that is what I find myself doing. It's the internal conflict between my belief and that deep, hidden, knowing, intuitive instinct that keeps pushing at me and saying, that's not it. That's not who you are. That's not the path. That's not the direction. That's not the decision. That's not the place. That's not the person. And so you fight within yourself, warring within yourself, and always running to the thing that is fed the most, the thing that you are taught to ignore, to suppress, to even rebuke, and to bind is the intuitive knowing that's inside you. Because religion tells you that's a devil, that's a demon, that's a spirit, that's a hank, that's witchcraft. That ain't of God, because it doesn't align with orthodoxy or the traditional idea of what you're supposed to be or how you're supposed to act or the belief you're supposed to hold. And so they tell you that's a devil, that's a demon, that's an attack from the enemy. The enemy is trying to invade and poison your mind. That's witchcraft. Somebody's working a spell on you. That's hoodoo. That's hoobadus. That's some kind of dark spell and magic. When in fact, it is your intuitive knowing emerging and pushing, trying to free itself from the prison of misidentification. The prison of misidentification. Even though it knows that it will cost me friends and families and connections and community and fellowship. It will cost me. It's going to cost me some of the connections and influences. It will cost me. It will cost me some of the friends and those who say that they love me and accept me. It will cost me, but I cannot continue to live behind the mask, behind the veil, and masquerade as something and someone that interiorly I know I'm not. I know that I am not. The first time this particular phrase, I am, is found in Scripture, it's found in a very profound way. It's in a narrative that's written allegorically, of course, about Moses' encounter with the all of everything in the form of a burning bush. And he's receiving instruction from the great God, the creator of all things. And God is telling him that I have an assignment for you to do. I have something that I want you to accomplish. But I had to bring you here to this mountain place in order to give you the instruction. I had to process you. Yes, are you hearing what I'm saying? And prepare you for the assignment that I have for you. What are you talking about? Well, because of the narrative, the story goes that Moses had grown up an imposter. He had spent his entire childhood as an imposter, trying to be and live as an Egyptian, when in fact he was a Hebrew. He had been adopted into the house of Pharaoh by Pharaoh's daughter, and he lived his entire life learning the customs, the ways, the isness, the culture of the Egyptian people, and living like them, speaking like them, learning their language, thinking like them, expecting, moving like them. He had lived his entire life behind the mask, yet deep inside of him, there was this gnawing intuition that this was not who he truly was. And it came to the surface in the most unlikely way when he saw an Egyptian soldier beating up on another Hebrew, and something inside of him leaped. Something inside of him reacted. Something inside of him connected, but it didn't connect with the Egyptian. It connected with the Hebrew. He knew nothing of the Hebrew culture, nothing of the Hebrew people, except that they were slaves, that they were people that were there building and working and making bricks, and that were under the authority and the influence and the power of the Egyptians. Yet something inside of him said there's a deeper connection in here with these people, and he reacted. And in a moment, he slew the guard and freed the slave, and this caused him to have to leave. It cost him. He had been passing all of his childhood and most of his adult life. He had been passing and pretending. But now he had to leave and run and flee. So it cost him a kingdom. It cost him a position. It cost him power. It cost him wealth and riches. But he had to free himself from the bondage of misidentification. And then through the wilderness, he was processed and began to wash out of him that old identity. Are you hearing what I'm saying? There is a process you have to endure and go through in order to release yourself from the misidentification and release yourself into your truest, most earnest self. After going through the process, it is at this moment he receives the summons to come up to a higher place, to meet God at the top of a mountain. Woo! God, I wish you could hear what I'm saying to you this morning. To meet God at the top of a mountain and have a spiritual encounter that would change him for the rest of his life, because now he would come face to face with the Creator as co-creator of his intent and original purpose for arriving in the earth. And then God, the all of everything, begins to give him an assignment that he wouldn't have been prepared for, wouldn't have been able to encounter or take on had he still been pretending to be the person that he was born into, the culture that he had learned, the behaviors, the beliefs that he had adopted. And so God gives him an assignment and says, I want you to go back to where you came from. Lord, if I had time, I would spend a whole day right there about going back to where you're being sent back to the exact place you came from. I don't have time to touch that one right there, but you can kind of read that one for yourself. And he says, I need you to go back to where you came from. And I need you to tell the person in authority, the person who controls the stronghold, has established it, that has fixed the reality of the people that exist in that realm, that I said, let my people go. And he lays out the how and the where and the when, and he gives him the strategy. And then Moses asks a crucial question. He says, the people there who are the Israelites know me as Moses, the Pharaoh's son. They see me as an authority, but they also see me as the enemy. Who shall I say sent me? How do I now identify in a way that will resonate with them? They see me as Pharaoh's son. I'm an Egyptian. I've been that my whole life. And God replies and says, say unto them, I am that I am. Tell them that I am has sent you. I want you to hear that. This is significant. This is important. I want you to catch what I'm saying to you. I am has sent you. I am that I am. This is how you identify me. It's significant that God, the all of everything, identifies itself as I am that I am. It says, I am sent you. I am. Because I am is the powerful, forceful, identifying force that solidifies who you are. Are you understanding? There are a few Bible texts that are principle in nature that are applicable to what we're saying. There's one that says death and life are in the power of the tongue. It's what you say. Your words are powerful forces, energetic spirit. They give spirit and life to things. Are you hearing me? I am that I am. There's another text that says, by your words you are justified, and by your words you are condemned. There's a duality that exists, death and life, justified and condemned. It just depends on how I identify myself by my words, by my thoughts, and by my deeds. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you? There is another text that says that as a man thinketh, so is he. As a man thinketh. Whatever I think, whatever I speak, will inform how I behave, react, and respond. So it's vitally important that I have a clarity about who I really am. Why is this so important? Because what follows I am does three things. I want you to write these down. What follows I am in your thoughts and in your word, what follows I am does three significant things. What you say or what you think after I am do very powerful, significant, foundational things in your life. I want you to write these down. Three very significant things happen when you say or think I am. Number one, they begin to solidify your perception and your perspective. When you say I am, whatever that follows that, then you begin to perceive and you begin to have a perspective that aligns with what you have declared and said and thought that you are. If you think I am broke, then your thoughts align with being broke. Your perception sees and gathers information that aligns with being broke. That has become your truth. And so your reality, or your perception rather, your perspective can only see broke. When you say, I am sick, everything in your purview, every little thing that happens in your body from that point moving forward begins to serve as evidence to your sickness, because you have declared in your conscious mind, I am sick. I'm sick. There's a reason why the scripture says, let the weak say I am strong. Let the poor say I am rich. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Because it understands that if I begin to think as a man thinketh, so is he. If I begin to think it, it solidifies my perception and my perspective, and everything that I see, everything that I experience is processed through the filter of the perspective that I am what I have declared in my thoughts or my words that I am. So that's the first thing. It solidifies your perception and your perspective. That's number one. Number two, it creates your reality. Please understand what I just said and write it down properly. It creates it does not create reality. It creates your reality. You, with your thoughts, words, and subsequent actions, are cultivating your reality. And when you begin to declare and decree through the vehicle of your thoughts and your words, your energy, your anointing, your spirit, your isness, your divine nature then adapts that as your truth and begins to now create a reality that aligns with what you have declared that you are. You see, saying I am is an act. It is an act of faith. Remember, faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing and hearing. And so if you adapt what you have continuously heard from the external, from community, from religion that told you that you are a worm, that you are a sinner, that you are ungodly, that you're unworthy, that you are stuck in the muck and the mire, that you are filthy, that you are nasty, that you are tattered and torn and broken and like a ship that's tossed and driven, and all of these other disempowering words and songs. If you continue to accept the slave songs that define you as buked and scorned and battered and beaten and tortured and attacked and under attacked and resisted and fought against, then you begin to create a reality for yourself that reflects what you have declared that you are. Have you ever wondered how in the world, after all the shouting, dancing, speaking in tongues and spitting bubbles and prophecies and falling over pews and skipping and hollering and wallowing and being doused with oil and the hands laid on you, that you keep encountering the same issues over and over, that you get a release for a moment, you feel good for a day, but then you come right to the same rut and the routine and the same reality that you've been dealing with before. And so that's why you keep getting in the next prayer line and the next prayer line and going to the next revival and the next conference and wanting the next prophet and the next apostle and the next pastor and the next evangelist and the next bishop to lay hands on you, because you can't break out of the cycle, because despite all of the spiritual calisthenics, you have declared, I am, and so you are. And so it has set and began to create a reality, your reality, that you're stuck in. You see, faith is a neutral spiritual vehicle that is set within the universe. Faith isn't positive, it's not negative, it's not for you, it's not against you. It simply is, and it has a simple responsibility. Faith's responsibility is to be the essence or the substance of the thing that you hope for. Hope is a word of expectation. And so faith has a responsibility to be the substance, the essence, or the power, to power and empower your expectations. And if your expectation is defined by your I am, that says, I am sick, I am miserable, I am broke, I am poor, I am limited, I am uneducated, I am too weak, I am too dumb, I am ugly, I am, whatever your I am is, faith then has the responsibility of empowering your expectation and to be the evidence of what you cannot see. That is, it has the responsibility to provide you with infallible proof that what you believe and what you expect really is in your reality. And so it has no choice but to create a world, a cycle, to create an environment that reinforces your I am. And so what was designed to help you to build and grow and create the reality that you really desire is now working antithetical to your truest desire because of your I am. I am just too weak. I'm just not smart enough. I'm not strong enough. You don't understand. I am from a broken home. I am traumatized by my experiences, my traumas, my mama leaving, my daddy abandoning me. I got daddy issues, mommy issues. I came up in a dysfunctional home. This is who I am. I can't help myself. Victim consciousness. It's not my fault. Victim consciousness. They did this to me. Victim consciousness. I'm stuck in this place. Victim consciousness. Because in fact, you are living within the matrix of the reality that you have created for yourself by your I am. Your I am solidifies your perception and your perspective and creates a reality, your reality. And then here it is. Number 3, it sets the parameters for your experience. Did y'all get that? Write it down. It sets the parameters for your experiences. It solidifies your perception and perspective. It creates your reality in alignment with what you have declared that you are. But it also sets the parameters for your lived experiences. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because when you declare, I am this, then your experiences have to align with what you have declared that you are. And so you have set this border. You have set these parameters. You have put yourself inside of the box where you can only experience what you believe that you are. I am sick. I am broke. I am in poverty. I am incompetent. I am too weak. And so the parameters are set. And so even when you try, you fail because you have already determined that you're too weak. And so the parameters are set for you to only go so far, but never really fully reach your goal or achieve your dream or manifest your vision because you have already said, I am too weak. I am too weak. I am too poor. And so you are making more money than you've ever made in your life, yet you can't seem to hold on to anything, and you can't amass the kind of wealth that you need to be able to take yourself to the next level. Your business is floundering and just sprinkling along, and you get a few sales here and a few sales there. Business picks up for a moment, then it falls right back down because you have already declared, I am poor, I am struggling. I am just trying to become a successful business. And so the parameters are set for you to always be struggling, always be poor, and always be trying. Do you hear what I say? I'm just trying to make it in. And so the parameters are set for you to always be trying. I'm just trying to please God, trying to live right, trying. I'm trying. People say that as an escape hatch. They say that to give themselves some wiggle room. They say that to create a circumstance where they can begin to make an excuse for not achieving. But you are also setting the parameter where you will always be in the position of trying, because you have identified yourself as just someone who tries, not someone who succeeds, not someone who achieves. I'm just trying. I'm just doing my best. I'm only human. I'm just a woman or man, one day at a time. Loretta Lynn. I felt the spirit of Dolly Parton and Loretta Lynn and Waylon Jennings come on. So you are stuck in the cycle of just trying, because your I am has solidified your perspective and your perception. Your I am has begun to create your reality that aligns with what you have declared that you are. And your I am has set the parameters for your experiences. And so your experiences are designed to reinforce that you really are who you say that you are. If I was in a church right now, I'd tell you to turn to your neighbor and ask him, who do you say that you are? Who do you think that you are? But since I'm not in a church anywhere, I'm going to ask you to walk up to a mirror if you're in your house, or look in your rearview mirror if you're in your car, or find a mirror somewhere close by, something that is reflective. Look in it and look at the person looking back at you in that reflection and ask them, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Because whatever and whoever you think you are, you're right. You didn't get it. You didn't hear me. I said, whatever and whoever you think you are, you're right. You are right. You see, when you identify yourself with a particular thing or event or place or label that has been placed upon you, you limit your lived experiences, you limit your perception, your sight, you limit your creativity to fit within the parameter of what you have decided that you are. So you decide that you are poor, pitiful pilgrim just passing through, trying to make heaven your home. Your creativity, your initiative is limited to those parameters. And so no matter what idea you come up with, it is laced and defined by your I am. And so it always is stuck within the parameters of poor, pitiful pilgrim passing through. I'm so unworthy. I'm so unholy. God, you are so holy, but I'm your child. I'm nasty, filthy. Oh, I'm unworthy. I'm terrible. I'm a wretch undone. What in the world kind of nonsense? Huh? Let's just take it natural for a second, and then we'll come back to the spiritual principle. If you happen to hit the lottery or somehow get a windfall of millions, let's say billions of dollars, which one of your children could look at you and say, my mother and father are rich, they are beyond rich and wealthy, but me, I'm miserable. I'm a wretch undone. I'm so unworthy. A poor, pitiful pilgrim passing through. Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? You wouldn't allow your child, you would think something was wrong with your child if they begin to declare that whole slave mentality, that old struggle mentality, saying that I'm so unworthy, I'm so poor and pitiful, and I'm a wretch undone, and oh Lord, I don't have nothing. Oh Lord God, but my mama and daddy are rich. In houses and land, they hold it all in their hand. And I'm just begging them, please, son, let me have a little piece. Lord, some more, son, please give me the crumbs that fall from the table. Please don't pass me by. While on others thou art calling, please, Lord, sweet Jesus, don't pass me by. Please, Master, please. Do y'all hear what I say? I know. But that's exactly how you sound. That's exactly how you sound Sunday after Sunday, sitting in that pew, Lord, please, Lord. Oh, God, heal me, Lord. Bless me, Lord. Please, Jesus. I know I don't deserve it. Oh, God, I know I'm so terrible. I'm awful. Oh, I'm not even worthy to be called your child, but please, please. Who do you think you are? Who exactly do you think you are? Do you really think that your I am is defined as poor, pitiful, wretched, unworthy, filthy, broken? Religion has taught you that you are someone other than who you really are, have given you an identity. That's what I said. That's why I know I make some Christian folk mad, but I speak from the Christian perspective because that's what I grew up. My entire life served for the entirety of my ministry. I operated from that mindset, so I know it, but I'm more familiar with that than I am with any of the other religious ilks, but I've studied them. But I know this one, and so I know your religion has taught you to believe that you are all of your righteousness is as filthy rags before the Father. Your daddy got it. And you just got to be, to follow his every instruction, do everything that he says, and still beg and plead and hope that he decide to bless you. Who knows? He might decide to bless. He may not come, but he's always on time. So I'm waiting there on pins and needles, waiting for the on time moment. That's what your religion taught you. Y'all ain't gonna holler back at me. Come on. You know I'm talking to you. You know I'm all down your row. I'm sitting in your living room with my feet up on the coffee table. I'm talking directly to you. So you have defined yourself, misidentified yourself with an identity that has been given to you by a bishop, an apostle, a prophet, a church, a religion, a denomination that has misidentified you. I'm here to tell you this morning, you have been misidentified. And then it goes deeper and further, pulling you deeper and deeper into the hole where they begin to identify you with a name or with a title or with the responsibility. You are a apostle, a prophet, a evangelist, a pastor, or teacher, or bishop, or mother, or missionary, or you are an adjunct, a armor bearer, whatever the hell that is, and an adjutant, and all of these other. They give you these titles, and these titles become your identity, and they begin to shape your perception, solidify your perception and your perspective. They shape your reality and they limit your experiences. They set the parameters of your experiences. And so you feel like this is what I am. This is who I am. I'm a pastor. And so you pastor long beyond the era of your capability, long beyond the time of your effectiveness, because your entire identity is tied to being pastor, evangelist, apostle, prophet, teacher. And so if you were not to be that anymore, you would be lost. Some of you are in another whole realm where you identify with your occupation. I've been a mailman. I've been a doctor, a lawyer. I've been a teacher for as long as I've been living. That's been my career. That's my occupation. And you end up staying way longer than you should, way beyond your level of effectiveness, because you have taken on the identity of the occupation. And so if you have to retire or if you are terminated, you feel completely lost and devastated because your entire identity is tied into the occupation. I've been a wife my entire life. I've been a wife for 25 and 30 years. I've been a husband and a provider for 30 and 40 years. And now that has ended. Who am I? Because you have tied your identity to an occupation, to an object, to a thing, and not to who you really are. You believed, I'm a wife, I'm a husband. And so that limited, are you hearing me? Solidifying your perception and your perspective, creating your reality that aligns with that perception, and then setting a parameter to your experiences. And you don't have any experience outside of being husband, wife, father, mother, sister, brother, cousin, auntie, provider, caretaker. And you have taken on that as your identity. Can I take you a little deeper? Can I take you a little deeper? If I can, put in the comments deeper, 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 deeper. Put it in the comments real quick. Deeper. If you want me to take you a little bit deeper. Deeper. Okay. There you go. Put it in there. Deeper, because I got some more for you. I can take you a little bit deeper. Yeah. Deeper. I see it. I see it. Let's go. Let's go. You ready? All right. Not only do I not identify with an occupation, or do I identify with a vocation, but I don't identify with an emotion. Lord have mercy. Because when you begin to misidentify by using the power and force of the I am with an emotion, you what? Solidify your perception and your perspective. You also begin to create a reality, your reality, that aligns with that perception, and you set the parameters of your experience within that identification. For example, you say, I am mad. Are you? Yes, I am mad. I am furious. I am upset. I am livid. And so now your perception is solidified within the parameters of your anger, your madness, your lividity. And so you perceive and your perspective is colored by your anger. Not only so, but you have created a reality, yes, that aligns with that perception. So everything around you, now that you have declared, I'm mad, I am mad, everything makes you mad. The cat meowing makes you mad. The dog barking makes you mad. The water running makes you mad. The toilet flushing makes you mad. Somebody walking through the house makes you mad. Or you just get more and more upset. It creates that reality, and you have set the parameter of your experience, and so you can't experience anything outside of your madness because you have declared, this is who I am. When in fact, it is not who you are. An emotion is something you experience. It does not define who you are. Good God, let me say that again. I'm preaching better than y'all saying amens. I'm better than you responding in these comments. Your emotions are something that you feel, you experience, but they do not define who you are. I'm experiencing anger, but anger is not who I am. I'm experiencing sadness, but sadness is not who I am. I'm experiencing depression, but depression does not define who I am. I am none of that. Nobody, nothing, and no place defines me. I give definition to myself by declaring who I know that I am. Are you hearing? By maintaining my thoughts, words, and actions in alignment with the truth of who I am. And so, God says to Moses, tell them that I am sent you. I am sent you. And then I'll let you fill in what is necessary depending upon the situation that you declare the rest of it. I am deliverer, bringing you out of Egypt. I am provider, giving you water and manna in the wilderness. I am rescue, that's bringing you across the Red Sea, security. I am. Are you hearing me? Tell them that I am. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I posit to you that are listening to me this morning that this was not an allegory or a narrative designed for you to get a better just understanding of the I am, that is God, but to get a better understanding of you. Because here it is, ladies and gentlemen, and I've got to close. I got to get out. I've been in here for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm over my time. Is that you are, your I am, your definition, your identification emanates from your origination. Let me say it again. Your identification emanates from your origination. I'm going to say it one more time for the people sitting in the back who are sitting there with your arms folded like you don't hear what I'm saying, and that didn't just resonate right in the middle of your chest. You know it did, so you may as well react to it. Your identification is it determined by who you emanated, the emanation of your origination. Are you hear me? Where did you originate? From whence did you come? You come out of the all of everything, the creator, the omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, and omniactive force, nature, being, source, and intelligence, mind, and spirit of the living God. So when you declare, I am, you are declaring your oneness, your interconnectedness, your isness, your individuation as a reflection and image and likeness of God. I am divine in nature. I am at my core, at my substratum, at my nature, at my foundation. I am powerful. I am knowing. I am creative. I am unstoppable. I am a divine force released into the earth and encased within three-dimensional form. Are you hearing what I'm saying to you this morning? My place of origination is eternity. My place of origination is the divine. My place of origination is in the isness and the mind of God. My place of origination is that I am the offspring of God. Therefore, I live and move and have my being in the eternal. So I am an eternally divine, powerful being, moving and navigating and matriculating through this three-dimensional place that we call earth. I am not a Christian. I am God in the flesh. I am God personified in human form. I am divinity in jeans and a t-shirt. I am the Almighty. I practice Christianity, or I practice Islam, or I practice Buddhism, or I practice Hinduism, but they don't define me. I am that I am. What I am, the I am. I am that I am. I am that I am. That I am that created the entire universe. That's the I am that I am. Did y'all get what I just said? I am that I am. That I am that holds all the power of the universe within its hands, that has the power of life and death, the power to create, the power to form and shape. I am that I am. That I am that heals and delivers and sets free, that raises the dead. I am that I am. That's the I am that I am. I need somebody to put in the comments right now. I am that I am. I am that I am. That I am. That is joy and peace and long suffering and gentleness and goodness and faith. I am that I am. That I am that is above every other thing that exists. The creator of all that is, that holds the cattle of 1,000 hills. I am that I am. The way maker, the body healer, the mind regulator. I am that I am. As grandmama and them used to say, the doctor in the sick room, the lawyer in the courtroom, the bridge over troubled water. I am that I am. I'm not looking for Jesus to fix it. I'm not waiting on Muhammad to speak it. I'm not waiting on Buddha to manifest it. I am that I am. I'm greater than the Jesus. I'm greater than the Muhammad. I'm greater than the Buddha, because I am that I am. I am the reflection, the image, the likeness, the expression, the vessel through which the all of everything experiences and expresses itself in this three-dimensional world. I am. I am that I am. That is what solidifies my perception and perspective. Think from the perspective that I am, that I am. That is what begins to create my reality. My reality aligns with the truth that I am, that I am. That is what sets the parameters of my experiences, because my experiences are endless, infinite, boundless, because that is what aligns with I am, that I am. Are you hearing me? I know that resonates with those of you that are listening. Some of you, for the first time in your entire life, and you've been in church your whole life, have never heard anything like this before. And yet now something just hit you and said, this is what I've been waiting for. This is what that knowing feeling that I've had inside of me, it resonates. I feel it. I don't fully understand all of it, but I feel a peace about this was for me. That's the I am, that I am, emerging within you, filling up your whole chest and reverberating through every cell of your body, redefining you, re-identifying you with your true essence and identity. I am. I am. Woo! I am. If I was in a church right about now, I'd grab me a tune and tell the organist, come on, let's take it home. But I'm not going to do it. I am. You are. That I am. Now, what are you going to do about it? Now that you know, now that you're consciously aware, now that your eye has been opened, now that the word has resonated and is now reverberating, cascading through every part of your being, what are you going to do about it? You got to start to now live, think, move, and act in alignment with this revealed truth. I am that I am. Every time a limiting thought tries to raise its ugly head and tell you that you are not, and that you can, and that you'll never be, and that you'll never achieve, and that you feel, and that you are this, that, I am that I am. I am. You'll never get it. I am successful. I am prosperous. I am increased. I am healthy. I am intelligent. I am brilliant. I am bright. I am strong. I am rich. I am wealthy. I am good. I am holy. I am pure. I am good, wonderful, and fearfully made. I am. Drown out the lies that try and creep into your conscious thought and steal from you your real identity. That is the power and the force of I am. I'm going to ask you to write one more time in the comments. Just simply write, I am. Come on, do it real quick. Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments while I wipe the sweat from my face. I am. I am. Write it. Write it. Quickly.
I am. Everybody, write it in the comments. All 30 of you, write it. I am. I am. I am. I am. I if you want to get country, I sure am. I am. I sure am. Sure enough. I am. I am. All right. All right. All right, I ams. Let's take some time in worship. Our highest, we know this, the highest, purest, greatest form of worship is by giving. Giving is your acknowledgement of the value of what you've just received in word, instruction, in revelation. But it is your very first act of faith, setting in motion faith to begin to manifest what you desire. Giving is an esoteric move, a science. It's a mystical behavior that allows you to begin to curate and create the kind of wealthy life that you desire. Every millionaire, billionaire that I've ever listened to speak or encountered in my life has some mechanism of giving because they understand the power that's connected to the act of giving. I want you to take an opportunity to worship right now in your giving. Worship in your giving. And you can give at any level. Here are the means by which you can give to this platform. You can use our Cashapp at $emergelec. Or if you prefer, you can use Zelle and send it to emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Or you can use PayPal at paypal.me/emergelec. Whatever gift you are giving, whether it's $1, 25 cents, or $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, you can give it. It is acceptable. You get to determine the size and scope of your seed and your sacrifice. That's totally up to you. I will say to you, those of you who are going to be given an amount above $1,500, up to $1,500, you can continue to use Cashapp. But above $1,500, I would suggest and ask of you to use Zelle or PayPal, because Cashapp starts to act a little bit funny when people start giving above $1,500 and we start having issues with it. So if you're giving anything under $1,500, you can use Cashapp or any of the other means that are on the screen. But for those of you who are giving a seed or a sacrifice or your tithe that is above $1,500, please use Zelle or PayPal for those larger gifts. Remember to write in the memo of whichever of these means that you're using, write in the memo, name your seed. Name your sacrifice. When I receive it, I'm able to read your memo and I set myself into agreement so that we can combine our collective energy, our spirit, our anointing together to bring to manifestation that which you desire, to accelerate its reality. So please remember to write that in the memo when you give. I'm sorry for all of the sniffing and snorting. As I told you, this ear of mine is popping from, I think I got water still in my ear that I got to get out. Thank you for your gifts. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your participation. I will see all of you again next Sunday for the Emerge Empowerment Session.
Some of you are even afraid to dream, afraid to imagine. But I'm here to tell you that you are an infinite, limitless, boundless being. Are you willing to do what is necessary to have what you desire?
You've been listening to Apostle Isaac Miles, the disruptive innovator, a mentor, an author, a motivational speaker, an entrepreneur, and the founder and spiritual director at emergelec Life Enrichment Center. Please take a minute to subscribe, like, and share this page. If you'd like to become a partner, you can do so by emailing us at emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Again, that's emerge.lifecenter@gmail.com. Once again, thank you for watching.